different from SG for this draft? How about that?
I expect actually SG to get rid of the DP in second banning phase. I don't think they done anything wrong actually with their pick. It was just Team NP's pick that was so strong.
I actually didn't notice also if what server we were playing on. I think if I do this console command, I could maybe see. I can't see it. I'm blind. Apparently, doesn't seem to be here. I didn't notice if they actually ended up playing this on a Brazilian server or not. But oh well. I assume you didn't get to see either.
Legion Commander.
I know it's not East server for sure because I was on an East searching. Then I just went through all the servers and then the game showed. So
I have 177 ping, so I'm assuming we're on Brazil. So I'll assume that we are now on our South American server, so call it home court advantage, or as close as you can get for SG. It's going to be slightly less ping for them, and obviously a bit more for MP, and in particular, I imagine... Oh no, I think Pilot Eye is playing in a team house with them, not currently playing from EU. Fata might be as well. I don't know the full details on that. Yeah, whatever the case may be, I don't want to talk about ping crap anymore. First pick is going to be the Crystal Maiden for MP. SG get the Legion Commander, our first Legion Commander of the day. And then what is usually their favorite support pickup, the Cat Dazzle.
Dazzle, you say? Well, Dazzle. It's a pretty good duo. I mean, it secures your duel. If you're not going to win it, you're not going to lose it.
Very true.
Well, I think actually NP is thinking about that DP pick right now.
Really? I wouldn't put it past Envy to suddenly first phase pick up a Death Prophet. But it would be a little ballsy to show that hand a bit early. You know, it's not like Death Prophet is immortal. She does have weaknesses. I imagine a lot of them similar to the last time Death Prophet was in the meta, you know, building on armor, heavy burst potential. Already with the pickup of Dazzle on SG's side, they're preemptively preparing for that. And I would even say Legion Commander would do a good job locking down someone like DP. So we could see MP pass on it altogether, but it looks like what they'll do in the meantime is just finish out their support staff now, and they opt for the Ogre Magi.
This is the face. What would you call it? These two faces? I don't know which one is actually funnier, the Ogre Magi or Alchemist duo.
I would say anything with Ogre is funnier. I just don't like Alch, so anything about Alch is to me.
Looks like they're building up into something with Ogre and Arcane Aura. They want to have like one buffed superhero.
Love-driven. Something. Yeah, I would agree. They're definitely looking to ramp the hell out of something in particular. Could be the classic Terrorblade. Remember, Terrorblade has been an NP special in the past, and something we've seen it a couple of times now. And then possibly anything that they want to drive up for Fata too in the mid lane, I'm sure would benefit from an occasional Bloodlust. SG always seems to be in his bristleback. Only complexity has really pulled it out this qualifier, but SG always continues to ban it. I don't know, maybe it's been like an Achilles heel to them, but they just don't like it.
I think people are banning bristleback only when there's a Crystal Maiden in the pool, because of the mana region she gets the bristle. Otherwise, the hero is just not that strong.
10 seconds remaining.
Interesting. Maybe it's something the NP have pulled out in some of the other games, even Enemy Center, that I haven't really seen. A ban onto the Kuka, second phase, alright. I don't know what about SG's lineup says we want to go Kuka. I don't think I've seen them play Kuka yet, but apparently the NP Kuka is a threat. There's something I'm missing here.
I don't know, I just tried playing against the support, but I think it was my last game. Yeah, it was. I mean, the hero actually does so much work, especially when you're chasing people. I don't know, feel like kind of underrated heroes. I mean, Dota right now is all about like team fights, late game, and with ship. It has a hole in it. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Luka brings a lot of great tools as a support. His time to shine was back during like the Shadow Team era. It's just a peculiar band, really is all, but something MP knows that I certainly don't. Follow band going to be there on the Lena, hoping that someone in the lane is going to have a pretty nice favorable matchup. I don't know if I'll play a whole lot, but I could see them pick up an Invoker. Why not on top of Bloodlust, have Bloodlust as Alacrity cost? Yeah, that would be pretty fun. By the way, C9 dropped their Dota team. Yeah, I saw that news. What do you think about that? Picking up the old C9. I mean, if that happens, I'd probably say Dota's scripted, for sure. But I don't think people would have too much trouble calling Team MP Team Cloud9. It's a very similar roster. The colors are even identical. Just got to morph that MP into a C9. We're pretty squared away. But I don't know. I don't know if that's something that fate is to happen that way or not. It is pretty funny, though. Look at this guy. Earth Spirit? Hello? When does that guy come out? Monkey King he passed on. We've only seen one Monkey King in Qualifier, I believe. And this is one of the first Earth Spirits, too. But, alright, here he is now. The time has been decided, and people move themselves into a void. Well, at least we are kind of different drafting. We're here, look at the Earth Spirit, look at the Void, Ogre. That's really not common picks these days.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. I don't really know if it's like the time to play the Earth Spirit. It's not like MP have revealed they're playing a mid laner who's susceptible to being caught out from easy ganks. Ogre's not even an easy pickoff for Earth Spirit. He's very, very big. Could just walk his way out from a magnetize, let's say, but just kind of maybe saying more or less that SG are going to be having a pretty aggressive and assertive start to the game. The follow-up pickup, though, is the scarier one, and now the Terror Blade coming out. So not only do you have the same potential with the Legion Commander duel, but now you have Gray Sunder saves for this Terror Blade. Yeah, and we need to think of a way to deal with these illusions. Face's Void can't get Mjolnir as an option. It helps a little bit, but fought to Zeus. Been a long time. Zeus is one of the few that needs to be like the hard counter to those illusion heroes, but there we go, baby! Did you just predict a Zeus pick? When I saw Zeus from games like 2 months ago from even some Chinese qualifiers, and I haven't seen it since then. Wow. Mostly been seeing him as a support pickup too. A lot of those Chinese teams, if I'm not mistaken, didn't even play in the mid lane. Zeus is susceptible though to Earth Spirit ganking, but I guess just it's Fonza Classic again. And great against the Terror Blade. Ah, shit, we're roboting out again. I'm going to quickly unplug and replug.
Means my Zeus prediction's also going to be all roboted out. Fuck! Oh.
No.
Very unfortunate. Oh, well. All right, hold on. Let me let them know the robot army will be away in 5 minutes.
Phew.
5 seconds remaining.
I might just cast from my place tomorrow. I don't want the robot thing to happen every single moment.
Well, maybe they should do a tournament in your house instead of BTS.
Yeah, right. Like I said, though, unfortunately, most of our crew is out the weekend. It is a
10
very
seconds
special
remaining.
weekend as LD's getting married, so a lot of them are out there visiting. I was not invited. No,
5
I'm just kidding.
seconds
I was invited
remaining.
to go, but I could not make the trip, unfortunately, this time.
Dire
Let's go ahead and
team
move on forward after the Zeus pickup. MP, they're going to be grabbing MSS's Enigma hero. Ooh, black holes before us. Very hype. I'm excited.
Manigmas.
10
Nice.
seconds remaining.
Faceless Void, Zeus, Enigma. If
5
Void gets a
seconds remaining.
Chrono combined with the Midnight Pulse, pure damage plus static field,
Reserve time.
that this should be a really, really hype game.
Lots of huge team fight potential already going to be shown here from NP's side. Now SG to finish things out, to pick up what looks like potentially their mid lane grab and something that they could square off against the Zeus. They can go vicious here and get like Viper or something. I don't know. Like, how could you spank down a Zeus any harder? Alchemist. Okay. I guess that's the pick they wanted to settle on. Sure.
All right. This reminds me. Was there a game when OG played both Terrorblade and Alchemist at Kiev? I think there was one game.
That SG played Enigma or sorry, Alchemist.
I was talking about OG playing both Terrorblade and Alchemist one game during Kiev Major.
That
I think they did.
Seems to ring. That I remember seeing something like that and saying, "God, that looks like a greedy ass draft." This looks like a pretty greedy ass draft too from SG. But
10
all their early
seconds
game is on a lot of the Earth Spirit to get going. If they have a great early game with
5
Earth Spirit,
seconds
maybe getting a
remaining.
first blood or a pick off here and there, Legion Commander is able to move herself into getting an early duel and getting some early duels going. Maybe space will be created for Terrorblade and Alchemist to do work, but do you think that that is even feasible with this kind of a game? Or do you think that SG do have a kind of over-greedy lineup?
Well, it surely is a greedy lineup. In Alka, Terrorblade, they need so much farm to be efficient, and but there's no save on NP side for Legion Commander, and if the game goes like super late game, I predict it's gonna go in favor of SG, but I'll say NP. Really, I want them to win with this lineup. Like looks super cool, especially the Zeus man. I'm glad he's back.
I am excited too. And after our brief tower showdown, we are going to get into it. Apology again, guys, about the sound issues. Trust me, I'm not happy about them either. I don't even know why it's caused. I know how to fix it, but I don't know why it keeps coming back. But I will do my best to keep tabs on the chat when it happens and resolving it as fast as possible. It's a one-man show over here, I assure you. All right, Owie leading things out of the gate with the early ignite and bullying back of King RD. MP just trying to say that we're looking to come in now and maybe claim the early bounty rune as they've smoked up and are heading that direction. Almost everyone at attendance here. They're going to try to bait in this Terrorblade maybe?
Terrorblade, no stout shield. Okay, he has a Frostbite with Zeus. Maybe if he had a Crystal Nova, they could have gotten him.
I'm so sad. I'm seeing it now the moment I called Zeus, but because it was robotic, it just sounded like a death scream when I got the call right. No one knows that I actually predicted the Zeus and everything. All they hear is a hot garbage mess of robot. That is just my luck. That is just my luck, for sure.
He did. He's not lying. He actually did.
That is just my luck. All right, whatever. Well,
so unlucky, man, with all these problems that it's not our fault, and now this is the worst thing.
Here, though, Talvo asserting his own dominance towards the bottom side, and it will end up being SG actually claiming 3 of the bounty runes out of 4. So after all that MP beating their chest, taking it to the side of SG, it's going to be SG walking away with the favorable bounty trade.
Yeah, bottom lane Legion Commander with Poorman's Shield and press the attack. He's gonna have a really good time on the bottom. Ogre can't harass him with Ignite, and it's only Void. And against Crystal Maiden, Frostbite, he removes it with press the attack. So, good game for Tao on bottom. We'll focus on the mid lane.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to put really any focus anywhere here. Both sides are doing a pretty good job on trying to bully out these offlaners as hard as possible now. But thoughts already 5-1 to lead things in. Alchemist just not going to be liking a lot of this pressure. So does he have a magic stick on the way or anything? No, just a salve going to be coming out.
Yeah, but look at
Oh, here we go. There's the first roll-in of the game going to be coming out. King RD is not able to find the connection with the roll to really get the extra bit of damage and slow in, but he'll start smacking him a bit in hopes of helping things for the Alchemist, but it's going to be a tough lane. And it's going to only get harder as the levels come together for this Zeus.
Yeah, but King RD did a really good job in the forest. Black blocked one creep camp with Sentry Ward, and the other one twice with his body. My body is ready for the block.
The block body ready. Drops down an Obs Ward now too. Deep in there to kind of be able to scout out what's going to be happening under the hood of MP. Pai's also made his presence here in the mid lane, so things could get a bit easier for the bottom lane now. Tavo and Cat are down here. So there's been some swap arounds, it would appear. ADR is now doing his own thing in the top lane, Metamorph Terrorblade, and now SG can kind of just move their pawns around a bit.
This Earth Spirit is just lurking around mid, but I don't think they have enough to actually kill that Zeus. I mean, it's only Earth Spirit who's level 1. You're not gonna get any points in stun for Alchemist, so it's kind of pretty useless to try to harass on mid. Oh, does he have a vision on that bottle, on that chick? No.
This'll come in handy.
Unfortunately not. By now, King RD has decided to be heading out the other direction, it would appear, and towards an Arcane Rune there at the bottom lane if he'd like to grab it. But it looks like he'll just ping it out and go for the Bounty Rune instead and leave it for his teammate to pick up. MSS is back in the lane, the opposite to the Terrorblade, making the best of the situation he is in. But he is now going to get hit. Frostbite there onto ADR. A Malphus stun, but still not going to be enough lockdown and not enough damage to do enough work on the Terrorblade. But it does get him off a bit. And at risk that if he gets hit with another Frostbite, he might not be walking away so easy unless he regens up. How's things for Envy down here? This safe lane, Faceless Void, in a matchup against Legion Commander can be a little bit awkward. And if you look at the CS, they're actually pretty neck and neck. 14 CS apiece. 14
15,
and
15. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's pretty equal, right?
It looks equal. I think I know that much math. The numbers are similar. So that's great for SG though. If Tavo's able to kind of take it to Envy in that kind of manner, and then they have Cat able to pull the waves like this and work with the equilibrium. So MP supports are out up to some other business here, but it does leave Envy to have a trickier time in the laning phase.
Still, I'm doing a good job on that bottom lane. I mean, this support Dazzle, Earth Spirit. Okay, Earth Spirit just hit level 2. I don't think he can find any openings with these heroes like Terrorblade and Mid Alchemist. That was the greediness we were talking about during the picks. How are they gonna survive through the early game?
Earth Spirit just really does not feel like he can do anything in early games anymore, unfortunately. Mid laners are just more resilient. They've made changes to the tower now that if he jumps you while under the tower, you just get all that extra armor now. So it's just not easy anymore. You have to hope you get a couple levels under your belt, at least level 3, so you can have the 2 points into Boulder Smash. But you know, we'll have to see how durable at that point MP is going to be. Plus, it's harder to land the rolling boulder and harder to land the Boulder Smash because they made it slower. Just nerfing the guy down so much, you know.
He's nerfed so much that we can expect some buffs in the next patch.
I doubt it. I think it's a buff if they actually just don't touch him at all. They'll finally ignore him, but we'll have to see. As long as you have people like Jarek still playing the hero, though, he'll just get nerfed. Deep movement still from MP here. Aui's looking to go for a very deep ward. And it looks like he'll be able to get it down here.
Yeah, SG's lineup, Terrorblade and Forest. I mean, your safe lane and your mid lane is in Forest at the 6th minute.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, this is going to be some early sweet info. And the second that Terrorblade's like, oh, I don't want to hang in the lane, I'll go to the jungle instead, that is when he is going to get hit with a bad surprise. And he's still very weak at this point in the game. He hasn't been able to kind of accumulate those first base items that give him the little bit of extra health. Sure, he has fantastic armor, but still it's just such little HP to work with. He can get nuked down very fast from this MP lineup. Global Zeus too on top of it. Level 6, so can't forget about Thunder Gods. I know it's been a while since we've seen a Zeus in Dota, but the global presence is there. Fata wants to participate, and it could happen.
Top lane. Oh.
You know, it's also for Dazzle to consider, you know, get a Grave off before the T-Gods comes out. Oh, it's Fata actually in trouble. Yeah, they roll onto him. They have the acid spray. He's looking to run on out. The poison's there. He's thinking about turning back, and he's still holding on pretty good. They're not going to overcommit for it, and they decide to step off.
They were lacking. I wish Alchemist had that 1 point in concussion.
Yeah, went full greedy with this one, it looks like. I guess not anticipating they were going to get too much kill potential, but when you have an Earth Spirit on your team, yeah, I would typically imagine they like to get the 1 value point just in case there is going to be a setup. Top lane, MSS, look at this. Oh, there it is. The first one of the game. It's actually MSS who will get the last hit in, but they jump the Dazzle behind the tower and evaporate him. Bottom lane, there goes our first Chrono. It's going to be on the head of Tavo. Good setup there as Fata makes a global impression in the top lane and then rotates down below to get a new kill on the board.
Yeah, Zeus. So
Roll
glad
in.
he's back.
King
mid lane.
RD, he gets the follow-up boulder smash, and then the grip will go for the finish. He's able to jump to the back line and get at least one support down, and SG on the board. Just as MP were able to get things rolling in this one. It looks like SG can do a minor counterplay there. Tavo's also level 6 now. We have Duel online, and it looks like he's going to be finishing out his armlet somewhat soon. Still has to get the helm, but Duel is available.
Duel is available. Dazzle rotating bottom. I don't think they have enough damage to kill that Faceless Void. It's a Time Walk level 4. Maybe if Earth Spirit comes, but it's a lot of commitment.
Oh. Fata trying to dish out as much burst damage as possible here, but the mighty HFN, with of course the armlet and his ulti, just is able to shrug off all that magical burst, as he's going to be forced to chew through the mana. The rest of MP are slowly slithering their way up through this top lane, looking to go for the tier 1. Is Emerson going to drop the black hole to go for the secured finish? He will, because the TP's coming in, and it's going to grab the Dazzle too. Can the Dazzle get the Grave off in time? Yes! The stun was there, but it was on 40R, so the Dazzle's able to get it off. Now King RD shows up, rolls in, gets off a good grip, but MSS is not going to get finished. Instead, they'll turn around for C4T and get him down instead. Somehow, some way, no one from MP is going to get dropped. SG will hold on to their Terrorblade. It will cost him a Dazzle.
Yeah, Terrorblade didn't die because he had infused Raindrop, just to negate some damage from Zeus ulti.
Good eye there, and a very valuable pickup in a game like this. Well, MP will be able to hit the Shrine after that and get back to the Grindstone with Black Hole back on cooldown. They'll take their business back top. Tavo's rotated up here, it looks like, so they're going to do a full switch up. ADR's at the bottom lane. He actually already is metamorphed and is going to rush his way forward. Tavo, once he shows up to the top lane, he's already in a bit of trouble. Tries to juke within the trees and will fully step on back, but is he baiting them into a bit of trouble? Pi is going to get spotted out, and that's when HFN and Cat decide to strike. If they can get a hold of him with one more attack, it looks like they should be able to get the finish. No, Pi's still good. Pi's still good. He's actually running away. They can't get a hold of him. And now the duel will come out. They'll settle for Owie instead, and there's going to be our first duel of the game.
Who got the tower? MSS got the tower last hit. Has Midas coming up to him. Okay, where's the Terrorblade? Okay, he knows something is up. He's just gonna go back. Also, another Midas finished on Void, so it's double Midas from NP this game. Just a casual headrest for that extra 3 health region for Envy, so he can sustain on the lane. Really smart of him.
And it looks like Envy's not going to be having too many threats here moving forward for the lane. Just needs to hold that TP. So if they want to set something up or if something's being set up, he can quickly roll in with that chrono, just like in this case. Mid lane, Infanta's the one in trouble though. But look at that quick reaction TP and he's gone. Knowing that there's no more stuns with the Boulder Smash already committed, he actually has the life power to survive the Magnetize and get out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
What it seems to be an item coming out from Zeus. Aghanim Scepter. Aghanim Scepter is reworked, but it's a good thing. It's like more global presence, especially with hard lockdown like Frostbite, Chronosphere, and the Black Hole. So plus his ulti, that's a lot of damage just by standing on the other lane.
Didn't quite calculate that one, or maybe Dazzle seemed to just get off a heal there at the perfect time. Guess the Shadow Wave was enough to save him there. A full Zeus combo committed, but not enough to get the finish. Do you think for the Zeus build you were just talking about, do you still step off and maybe break apart the Arcane Boots for the Aether Lens, or straight to Ags?
Well, at one point he might. It's always good to, for the base defense, when Terrorblade is pushing, to have that extra range on that Arc Lightning. But it's a good way of thinking of going for Ags.
Looks like they're ready for MP fight time. Smoke, rotation from Envy. They're heading right up into the jungle. They're hoping to get a hold of HFN. He's jungling. And NP are approaching. They dropped the ward. That seems to be the end of it right now. So this may be just an expedition for them to get a little bit of deep planted vision. They'll be seeing the Alchemist now crossing over. And the rest of the team. So that should be NP's exit here.
Well, that would be a treat.
Unless they're looking to actually turn onto them and try to take a fight. Zeus's global is going to be up in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's Arcane Rune popped on Zeus. What MP was trying to do is catch that Alchemist. They know the timing of Radiance. Plus minus 2 minutes, so they wanted to try to make a go before that Radiance, but it's already done.
They got him anyways, it looks like. He's farming there in the top lane. They're waiting. They don't go immediately for the setup. Instead, they wait till he starts walking into the 3 of them. A courier's also coming in. They'll get one smack on it. Now the Zeus ulti is going to be coming out. They wait before they drop the chrono. It's finally going to be going down. Is HFN going to be able to toglet his way out of this one? No. By the way, I just coined the new term toglet, apparently. That's armlet, toggle together. Toglet. He didn't toglet, he dies.
There was no TP reaction from his team, and MP is pushing mid as well. Good midnight pulse there, just cutting those trees so they can't approach him from there.
Yeah, Dabo eats a couple of hard shots. They finally finish off that tier 1. Fata thinks about waltzing forward, but after picking off their tower, it looks like they'll step away from that point. It feels really good for MP here. I'm looking for opportunities on SG's fight, and it seems like they're eyeballing the mid lane. King RD's here. He's got Magnetize and everything ready to play. There he goes for the roll, and a deep boulder smash and jump attempt for Fata. They will be able to get a hold of him with the duel, but they can't burst him in time. Highlight Eye just walks in, goes for the freezing field, and it's going to wipe out Dazzle. King RD 2 going to be eating the bulk of the damage and also drop. Suddenly, 3 are down from the side of SG, and it's disaster as they run in to continue to fight. They will be able to get the finish onto MSS, but HFN, he looks to go in a swinging, but he is getting outnumbered. A helpful Sunder does come in, but look at ADR. He eats a lot of damage from Fata and almost ends up going down, but he does manage to survive. And now with that new life, oh, Fata ends up finishing him off. He goes back to base and gets the mana to go for the global and will end up taking down the Terrorblade. The follow-up, though, as HFN will use that Sunder to complete his triple kill. When the dust does settle, it is a bloodbath. 4 SG members end up going down, NP lose 3.
Yeah, he traded the life with Thunder, paid with his life, and HFN got the triple killed. Is it Boots of Travel finished? Yeah, Boots of Travel plus 1k gold. Well, it doesn't look that good for NP anymore right now because that Alk just died only once, and I mean Terrorblade is gonna come up pretty soon. He has high CES, but can't really do much against.
King RD with an invis. They have spotted out Fata. He softens him up, and Tavo's going to go in for the final strike, and that's with the duel. Second duel of the game now. And he is trying to get that Blink Dagger. It would make these setups a little bit easier, but they may be in trouble. NP's coming. HFN just TP'd into the lane, and I wonder if that Alchemist is enough to deter NP. Well, it looks like they're not going to fall through with anything. They do have their ultis good to go, so maybe they could get a smoke here. They already have one on MSS, and try to look to take a fight. We have over here a Manta in order for ADR in the top lane. He's getting back into the grind of farm. Real unfortunate for him in that last fight. He pulls off a great Sunder save onto Alchemist, but Fata happened to be right there and was able to bring him down pretty low, enough for the ulti finish from the fountain.
Yeah, those infused raindrops saved him once again from dying. The first, the second time, and then Zeus TP to base, got the mana, killed him.
Radiant's top tower
Maybe
is
with
under attack.
you can dodge Zeus ulti with a smoke.
That's true. But in these games, those smokes are extremely valuable, and you better hope that you use them effectively. And if it's just to casually throw out as a possible disjoint, it would be unfortunate. If at the real time you needed a smoke, you didn't have one. But here's Fata easing his way up through the top lane. Indeed, he's looking to finish out that Agnum Scepter, just 150 gold or so away, and then going to be looking to move into the Blink Dagger after that. And imagine Chronospheres with that Zeus ulti and a freezing field and a black hole. Woo.
And the Midnight Pulse.
Oh, bottom lane. They might have gotten Envy, though. He's farming out that lane, but good duel there at Tavo at the end to score the extra damage. But just a nice little pick comes out from SG, punishing the free farming Envy.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned during the pick phase. If it goes super late game, they don't have any save for duel, and I mean they have Terrorblade and Alchemist. Also, look at the Aghanim's upgrades on the SG side. Dazzle, good. Earth Spirit, super good. Legion Commander. There is some kind of a bug with the Legion Commander. I don't know if they fixed it. Last time I saw, he was actually getting damage from others, even though he shouldn't.
What do you mean? With his Agnum Scepter?
But when you get the Aghanim Scepter upgrade, you only get damage from that guy, and the others can't damage you.
Huh.
And they can't damage him as well, so it's one-on-one fair battle.
We don't really get to see the Legion Commander Ags very often at all. I mean, maybe in a very late game, we could see it handed over. But it could make things a bit interesting.
Yeah, well, first Aghanim Scepter upgrade, if it comes to that, should be Earth Spirit.
I love that Ags upgrade. Very good. Adds in the new, or brings back that defensive tool and the using the grip on your ally, and then of course if you're able to get big Enchant Remnant plays in the later game, could be pretty decisive. But here's MP. It's a little later than I was expecting, but it seems like all their ducks are in a row and they're ready to go beat some ass here. They smoke on up with ults in good shape, looking to scan out the SG side. They're planning on going in for an invade. SG seem to be lingering around the mid lane for now, but it seems like they will avoid the trouble here. But there goes the ulti of the Zeus, and suddenly they know something, and they turn right away to go back towards this mid lane.
Yeah, Zeus also has his Aghanim Scepter finish, so it's called the Nimbus 3000, I guess. Duration 35, and the 2.25
Radiant's middle tower
cooldown,
is under
you can
attack.
cast it anywhere.
Radiant
I mean, it's
structures are
like
fortified.
repeatedly casting the lightning bolt in that area.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Which is great when you have
Dire's top tower
Chronosphere
is
on your
under
team,
attack.
Black Hole on your team, and the ability to be able to participate when those get thrown down from anywhere. I imagine is a pretty damn good tool
Radiant's middle tower
and
is
a
under
reason for
attack.
picking the pickup. They've been
Radiant
trying to move their
structures
way
are
through that tier 2
fortified.
tower, but if we look at their mid
Dire's
lane,
top
we
tower
see
is under
ADR
attack.
already metamorphed and beginning to lay it on
Dire's
to this
structures
tower
are
right now.
fortified.
Doesn't seem to be standing too much of a chance here. MP thinking about waltzing their way in. ADR is going to be able to get the finish. And now the Nimbus is going to get dropped. Envy's going to come in looking to go for the Chrono, but HFN is also cut for the backliners, looking to go for MSS. He takes him out before a Black Hole's going to be there, and ADR is able to walk away alive. This fight going for SG, it looks like, and the rest of MP are going to be forced indoors. Pylon drops down the freezing field from the high ground, but that Radiance continues to burn away as HFN struts his stuff on in. They will walk out the bigger, better team in that trade.
Yeah, no casualties. Envy needs to catch more in that Chrono if they want to win a fight. It was only a Terror Blade, and there was Dazzle standing behind him without even using Shallow Grave.
They felt pretty confident that they were going to get the Terror Blade right there in front of them, but with the positioning SG had, they just simply came out from the woodwork and just caught everyone in those back lines. MSS not able to kind of jump on ahead and get a Black Hole down. It's not like he has a Blink Dagger or anything, so this is a big turnaround for SG.
If you kill Nimbus, you get 100 gold, though.
That's some good money.
What
Plus change if you're
happens-
out, by the way.
What happens if Bulba, aka Harry Potter, plays Zeus and gets Nimbus?
I don't know, you tell me what happens.
I guess you win that. What's it called? That sport they're playing.
Oh,
In the Harry
Quidditch?
Potter.
What is it? Quidditch? I'm actually not a big Harry Potter reader. I'm sorry.
You're
everybody.
more like a Lord of the Rings fan.
No,
right?
I actually don't read a lot of Lord of the Rings either.
You don't need to read. I'm talking about the films. I also don't
didn't
like
watch
to read.
those either. I'm just saying, I wasn't as big into those as other people.
Lacoste disconnected.
Quidditch? Yeah, I don't know. I can't help you with that. If Bulba plays Zeus,
We'll take that.
I would be very entertained. But we're going to be in for the Fata Zeus right now. BKB, the next pickup for him. So straight to something defensive. Radiance Burn obviously being a bit of a problem. The silence coming out from the Earth Spirit is obviously a problem too. He's able to land a decent Magnetize. That silence like runs through the whole team of MP and pretty much shuts down all the damage output that the Zeus is able to do. You know, if you could have gone to Yules if you wanted to simply get rid of the silence, but he's going in for the BKB, at least for now.
Yeah, it's more safe. He can't get Magnetize. Also Radiance. If he wants to go for it,
Radiant's
he
top
might
tower is
change.
under attack.
He doesn't have enough gold to buy pretty much anything right now.
All right, MP push their way, even using Freezing Field there in the mid
Radiant's
lane.
top tower
Now
has
it's
fallen.
SG maybe. I don't know if the Freezing Field's a giveaway opportunity for them to be able to take a fight, but they decide to pop a smoke nonetheless and begin to rotate all the way up and over. MSS didn't get the Black Hole off in the previous fight, so he still has that available to him. But it looks like the rest of MP are deciding to pull away. They draw out on the map where they anticipate the approach of SG, and they're actually correct.
And they saw the wards.
Yeah, now
Radiant's
they'll
top
see the
tower
wards,
is
and the
under
wards go
attack.
down. MP are definitely going to be hiding themselves over here on the side. Okay, try to dish out the weave there, maybe looking to see what's happening inside those trees. Is SG going to keep this push alive? It doesn't look like it. Looks like they're going to decide to pull off. It's still a grossly farmed game for this Alchemist. Look how much he towers over everybody else. I mean, yeah, it's just an Alchemist game, but this seems like an exception. Envy's like the highest on FP, and he's less than half where the Alchemist is.
Well, I mean, it's Void. The hero doesn't farm that fast. He needs to right-click every single creep. actually kill him. So
That's true. It's true. It's a lower farm
okay,
game.
so there's full Octarine core on Alk and Hood as well for that magic damage. Might actually switch to BKB in the later stages.
I don't know how this is gonna get any easier for MP. I mean, if those BKBs start coming online, I mean, this feels like it's mostly on Envy to be able to dish out damage, and he's a faceless void, not one to really bring out a whole lot of serious deeps. Oh, jump in duel, freebie right there as they get the catch on Pi, and will earn Tavo the extra sportive damage, now up to 62. And SG will come right back down from the northern side, it looks like, in efforts to take down another tier 2. The final tier 2.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But this one looking pretty good. SG are fighting their way into this to be able to take it to a full game 3. And remember, tournament life at stake here. Jump in from Envy, waiting, decides it's not the right time to chrono, and pulls off instead. Now running forward, HFN does manage to get the stun off. Will connect onto Envy way behind the tower. Tavo running in. Is he thinking about leaping?
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They scouted Zeus. Fata caught with inside the trees. Gonna get quickly swarmed and taken down. He does have a buyback, but otherwise he's out for nearly a minute. It looked like maybe MP were hoping for a counter fight to be able to take there, but there just was no opportunity at all. And suddenly we see SG able to walk on forward, take a tier 2, push off MP, and head on back towards the Roche.
25 seconds for Zeus, so this is gonna go down.
This is looking pretty good for SG at this point. And MP are not going to be looking to contest this at all. They're looking to pressure out the lanes, but it may be already a point where MP are just going to have to bake on getting a wombo combo of a high ground defense.
Roshan has
Midnight
fallen into
pulse
the
down with a chrono on top, wait that out, then get the black hole follow-up. Then just hope that somehow
tell me
right
more,
clicks,
tell me
everybody
more.
goes down, like freezing fields going the whole time. You need all that. I just feel like the damage is just going to feel so weak soon from MP.
Yeah, everyone with Bloodlust, just kidding.
I mean, HFN is near 3k life. Terrorblade is, I think he's almost got his Scotty done. Yeah, he's got 2 ultimate orbs waiting on the courier. This game's tough.
If MP can drag this, SG obviously stronger much right now. They need a lot of items on Envy. He doesn't deal damage right now. It's just a Chronosphere and a few hits, but that's pretty much it.
I'm curious to see how MP plan on mustering up some damage to be able to pull this one out. But they will continue to put together their buddy-buddy system as they hang tight, pushing up and through this top lane. It's the SG game to dictate at this point in time, where HFN has a hood in his backpack. You suppose he's just going to finish out a pipe and swap it in for something else?
No, not a pipe. That was just a casual hood to keep, to just keep him alive during those mid-game fights. He needs a bigger item.
He needs to give out some ags, right?
Yeah, it's time for some ags. He's full right now with the armlet.
MP continue their stretch through that top lane, leaving only Fata and Aoi here right now as they inch it further and further towards the SG base side in attempts to, of course, stall things out and pull their attention all the way across the map. But can't help but feel like it's slowly just kind of delaying the inevitable. I wouldn't even feel comfortable at the moment if I was MP just trying to take a smoke fight outside the base.
Nah, they're just good at base defending with Midnight Pulse, Crystal Nova, Zeus, and Tower with Bloodlust. Well, at least we know who wins the Tower battle right now.
I mean, if he's able to hand off an Agnem Scepter to King RD, he could always go in there, chant Remnant, kick someone out, and go for the finish that way in style. But here is HFN pushing his way and starting to chop apart this tier 3. The Nimbus will go down and help them zap apart the wave as fast as possible. Terrorblade doing his own little bit of split pressure at the mid lane at the same moment. This is where MP are going to get tested.
What game is this? Like, look at the tower and that Nimbus.
Yeah, this is now World of Diablo, the Valve Blizzard title. Uh-oh. Multicast, lead in. Oh, Envy! Hit with the stun, hit with the Sunder. He tries to get the Manta off. MSS drops the black hole. It will get the grab on the Alchemist. He Mantas and ends up getting dropped. Both cores will go down. Terrorblade still here and Metamorphed and ready to fight, though. So
he bought back. Good buyback. There's no buyback on Envy, so
he's going to go right in. And
And
this is trouble. No black hole, no more chrono. I have no idea in hell how MP plan on defending this one, but they're going to give it all they got here. Going in deep is going to be a commitment between Tavo and King RD, while ADR up in arms with Pylai Die, looking to shred them apart. Will be able to get it done, or did I speak too soon? Meanwhile, a buyback's going to be there for Fata, and SG have not been able to bring anyone additional down. They're rushing back, and MP's able to hit the shrines and stay alive. A buyback was committed for SG to, go all in for the finish, and somehow, some way, MP fend them off.
Well, this buyback doesn't mean at all that there's tier 2 towers and even tier 1 tower on bottom, so right now Alk's buyback is on cooldown for, what, 6 minutes? I don't think NP can take down tier 3 tower at all.
No, I mean, I don't think so either. It stalls out time even further for them, but I just wouldn't know what it is that MP could be holding out for here. But I welcome a surprise. I welcome the upset. I just logistically can't see what it is that they're going to need to be able to do it here. While SG are full steam ahead once again. Smoke, and to the bottom lane they go. MP over on the other side will still be down a black hole defense.
Yeah, Zeus level 20 talent, minus 40 seconds respawn time. That's really big. He has some extra time because of the buyback he just committed. Okay, SG is in their base.
Here it is. A jump in from Tavo. He'll get the immediate dual catch of MSS and take him out. He didn't have the black hole regardless, but there'll be no additional help coming out from the Enigma on this one. And this could be it. Owie getting hit pretty hard. The Force Staff will help slide him away from trouble, but those Raxes are down. Now to the mid lane. HFN, nowhere to begin to chop out. Envy will commit in the chrono. Only catches on the one. They'll stack the Nimbus on top. Good stun there from King RD. They're looking to go for the finish, but there's the Grave and the Sunder. And Alchemist now turns around and says, bring it on. Pops out his BKB, dishes out the stun, and that's when MP will hit the shrine. Still there, still fighting. HFN slowly burns away onto MP. Envy will have to step off here, but he's getting hurt.
Well, they're slowly taking it down. They're pressuring those towers. Raxes are gone on the bottom, and with those illusions from Terrorblade and out, they can do it.
Okay, HFN goes back in again. It gets hit with a lot of shots. Will Manta and run his way out. Does a little bit more work on the tier 3, but still no finish. And he goes to the top lane to reset the pressure coming in. And MP again will manage to fend things off for now. And they will have a bit more to work for themselves in the next upcoming defense with this Enigma Black Hole back up and ready once again. But it's tough. It's just SG getting so much going for him. Lacoste, we could try to reflect back to the earlier part of this game where things were feeling pretty good for MP. Was it just a matter of not being able to close things out sooner? I didn't even see them able to kind of press things forward into towards like the tier 2.
You can't really pressure with Void those tier 2 towers. Okay, they pressure the lane where Enigma was, and that's pretty much it. Also, you have a Zeus who doesn't hit the tower. You have Crystal Maid and Ogre. These heroes don't hit towers. And Alchemist got the good timing on that Radiance. It was Armlet and Radiance, what, like 13, 14 minutes in.
Selfish.
They can take MP can take a fight, and there's when Chrono is up and when Black Hole is up.
I just don't know where that fight could be taken, and if it would even be on their terms or not. Every fight leading up to this point has felt like it's been on really SG's terms, with just a almost knee-jerk reaction coming out from MP and in some sort of defense. And it's back to the board here. MP pressuring out this top lane, one of their stronger lanes that they still have. And SG are just going to have to continue to step back and deal with it. They could stall things out all the way, and the safer play, of course, is going to be waiting for the Roche, which will respawn in 1 more minute, so we won't have to wait too much longer.
They won't rush anything until Roche. Also, there is first Aghanim present for Earth Spirit, of course, and the pipe is finished on the ES, so some of the damage from the Zeus will be denied.
Well, MP continuing to just repair all the serious push coming in with inside their base. This feels like pretty slow and painful demise for him in game number 2, but being as resilient as ever. Alchemist is just starting to take this into the later portion of this game. It looks like he has handed off an Aghanim Scepter to King RD. Has anyone else received one since then? Nothing on the Dazzle, it would appear, but they'll probably look to give him one next. Moon Shards are also available. I don't know, maybe you can find more value in giving a Moon Shard to someone like the Terrorblade. I don't know.
Not yet. Maybe just an eggs for Dazzle, or just for Legion Commander, so he can go win with a BKB and just win that duel 1-on-1.
Yeah, this is getting out of control. Closer towards the 30k net worth advantage here for SG. It will take a Hail Mary of comeback plays from MP to be able to somehow pull this one off, even with the lineup they have here for themselves. SG will now finally move themselves into the pit now that the Roche is up. Grab their Aegis, and then it's go time. It looks like they will give this one to the Terrorblade. I mean, if it's anything like last time, Terrorblade, you know, was able to kind of just wait behind and allow the Alchemist to do all the legwork and just be there for the Sunder if necessary. Or Metamorph, push him inside with the Aegis, you know.
Now he has a heart ready, so once he uses that Sunder, if needed, to heal the Alk, he can just regenerate and come back into the fight.
Alright, SG smoke and
and
prep themselves towards the top lane. Looks like, unfortunately for NP, they lose their courier. Getting caught out. Hopefully for them not in transit. Man, I wish I could click on the courier. I really do not like that they took away that hotkey. It makes me sad.
You always bitch about that.
I do, because it is like so
hotkey.
nice to have. Now I can't click that courier hotkey. Oh, shove in. Offensive Force Staff. They'll focus everything they have, but remember, he still has that Aegis. And they'll follow up that Chrono with a Black Hole. Is it going to be good enough? They'll get him down the first time, and they'll get the Earth Spirit down. But King RD will promptly buy back and look to make his way back to the fight. And what they'll hope will be the final hurrah here. Stun's going to be there on the Alchemist. The jump in duel, though, is going to be committed, and Envy's going to be gone. Out for 70 seconds without a buyback. That could do it. A lot of their big ticket ultis already expended. Now they put their focus onto Tavo, locking him down as much as possible. And even a Sunder coming out for him will be there for the save. Now a new reapproach comes out from SG as they look to beat down MSS. He managed to somehow whittle his way out, and now they move back in. Pylite Eye committing in the freezing field, does a good amount of damage, but the Grave is going to be there from Cat and helps out HFN. Now
Fata
pops
has
his
his blink
ulti,
ready.
he's looking to run. They will burst down. It's a dieback for King RD. But look at Tavo in the meantime. He just slashes apart Pi. And now it looks like they'll also be able to get the grab onto Fata. He gets taken out. It's a lower death timer because of his Bloodstone. So I guess you could just wait out the 10 seconds and then still hold onto your buyback. Aui's trying to stall for that, drawing their attention back towards the fountain, but it's more damage going their way. I mean, there really is no way MP is going to win this one, but they'll try to do something about it. Fata's back from his lower death timer, dishes out all the damage, and SG will finally get their Raxes finished.
Yeah, the Rexes are down. There's no Chrono. There's no Black Hole.
All right, nice BKB dodge of the stun. I guess MP are pretty all in at this point, but now they're going to look to commit in once again. Tavo pops his BKB, and there's going to be the slash. Fata goes down. He's, again, not going to be dead for that long. Good Chrono turnaround from Envy. Will actually catch on to 3, but again, the Grave is going to be there. This time able to get the save onto Tavo. Eventually, the Midnight Pulse will be able to break him apart, and he does end up getting dropped. Looks like MSS will somehow scoot himself out and back to the fountain. But there goes the buyback from Tavo. He's also looking to come in and hope to go for the finish. The longest winded fight and push into this top lane. These guys have already gotten these racks, but still want to continue to swing it out.
Okay, nice kick.
Kick, roll to the high ground. King RD makes the space for himself, and him and the rest of the team will finally decide to get on back. Man, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, they killed those top Rexes, but decided to stay for the next minute and a half, just commit the buybacks and continue to fight against MP.
I don't think SG are looking to hold up one bit, but I guess MP have a black hole again. It's tough. I mean, MP are actually starting to land some good setups here, but you know, you always have someone on the outside, whether it be the Sunder of the Terrorblade, the Grave of the Dazzle. It seems like they have just so much defensively to be able to shrug off the trouble of MP that they always come up just a bit short. Here again, another offensive force forward, but now the follow-up. Tavo Duel's going to be there with his BKB pop. They're swinging it about. They're looking to go for the finish. MSS lays in the black hole, finds the connection, but then ADR steps in with a Sunder and just sucks all the life away of MSS, who's going to be taken down. He does have a buyback and may be forced to use it here, and there the buybacks begin to trickle out. HFN charging in on forward. Zones back the rest while they go to work and claim out the Megas. It looks like for sure SG have grabbed. Game number 2 will take the series to a full 3-game stretch against MP on a deciding match.
Yeah, MSS saving buyback for the next game, it seems so.
Yeah, right? Looks like he's not even going to use it at all, but they're still swinging at it here. HFN on the last bits of his grave. MV says, I want to kill him first, and then we'll consider throwing in the towel. Gets him down. Alchemist buys back. TP's back into the base, and MP just want to keep playing. You know, they want to keep buying back.
I mean, the game is, they have lads, alright. If they manage to get some kills, they get a lot of gold from killing them.
Okay, well, they're still fighting.
Black hole.
Black Hole's out. MS has got a refresher. These are diebacks for some of these heroes on SG. They're not able to get a hold of the precious HFN, though, but look at this. Turning back and able to get the takedown of the Terrorblade. He does have a buyback, though. And, okay, well, I mean, hey, MP hold. They spend every buyback in the book and throw their bodies into the wind as much as possible. But look what's left of their base. It's Megas.
Well, they're dragging it into maybe next few more minutes. Okay, Envy purchased the Fusil Blade level 2. What else is there? MSS with that Refresher Orb has 4k gold because of that level 20 talent, minus 40 seconds respawn time. He didn't actually commit to that buyback.
I mean, but for what, though? It makes you question. It's like, man, I hate to say in a way like, does MP really think they can win this game? But they're playing it as if they can. Maybe they're already talking about game number 3. I'm not too sure, but they feel like they have the lineup that still somehow will be able to fend off these Megas and take it the other direction.
Well, they can clear the wave. It's
Okay. Well, Tavo caught out top lane, can help. He has no buyback. No Legion Commander for 80 seconds.
Okay, Fata says.
And affirmative. All right, well, MP scooting their way through the top lane. How much time they got to work with here? Mid's coming in a bit, and so's bottom. They could send someone back to deal with it. Fata's already there, but
Illusion.
I don't know how far MP can really take this.
Roche is not up yet. Is there any Aghanim Scepter upgrades for anyone else? Okay, Dazzle has one. Legion still not.
And he already ended up the Moon Shard, it looks like, to Terrorblade as well. So I guess he could get himself a Moon Shard. He could eat an Agnums for the stats.
Coin of the realm.
I can't believe
Well,
we're still talking
yeah.
about it like that, but
Well, if MP pulls a Wombo, let me see. There's only one hero with the buyback on SG side. It's Terrorblade.
so we're not seeing this might be why we're not seeing SG just beeline it back to the base again. There is a small cause of concern here that if they do overthrow a bit too much, MP could maybe just beeline it the other direction, taking advantage of these really long death timers of SG. But again, this just all feels like a Hail Mary of a play. This is like...
Yeah, but you know what's the weird part? SG feels like MP is the strongest right now.
They're
I mean,
treating
there's a
him
big-
like it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a BKB. They don't have any objectives to take anymore. Okay, MP gets less gold, but their heroes don't get much stronger. I mean, it's almost a full Terrorblade. Okay, you can get Refresher Orb, swap Hurricane Pike for something.
Fada dishes out the ulti. They'll see the Alchemist waiting within the pit as the Roche is up. But this is SG's Roche to take. Envy's heading that way, though. Alright, just for the bounty rune. I would have said Envy. Whoa. But looks like MP are just going to fend this out inside the base and hope for the home run hit.
Yeah, okay, they want that Aegis and cheese before they go in.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Does immortality work for
Okay,
mortals?
the Roche is being pinged out. Seems like, I mean, not pinged out, the timing is being written down. Seems like they maybe want to even wait for the next Roche.
I mean, I won't blame MP for fighting it out. If they do manage to pull this one out, it would be one of the craziest anime comebacks I've ever seen. You know, this at one point was close to a 40k net worth advantage of a game, going the way of SG, and they already have had Megas, and now they're looking to move in. They have the Aegis. Is there any hope at all for MP to hold this one out? If you're an MP fan, you better be sending in your feelings and your spirits and sending your energy, because the Dark Army is already going to work. These tier 4s are eating a wealth of damage. Now MSS decides to pull the trigger onto the Black Hole and is able to get the grab on the Terrorblade. The follow-up grab is going to be there, getting a hold of the Dazzle. A second Black Hole is there to lock in the Terrorblade and look to go for the final finish, and they'll get it. Terrorblade is going to be out on this one. Alchemist, though, the final boss, is able to step up and be able to get the finish on MSS and pick up from where the Terrorblade had left off. In fact, it does look like
Middle tower is under attack.
ADR is going to go ahead and buy back TP into the base and close this one out. They'll swarm onto Owie and chunk their way through the Ogre and shove everyone back. Pi, desperate, stop it! He's trying with a freezing field, but it's not going to be happening here. A long-winded defense effort coming out from MP, but it is going to be SG eSports who will claim game number 2 and take this series to the full 3-game distance.
All right. Kudos to MP for actually playing this until it's over.
It felt pretty over for like the past, what, 20
15
minutes?
minutes.
15,
Yeah.
20 minutes or so. But yeah, we got to give credit to MP and their heart. Maybe, again, they were already had their minds in game number 3. Maybe they actually felt like they could take it. They decide to fight it out. It goes the distance, but the answer is still the same. SG will walk away with the win on this one, and good credit to them. Seems like a great draft, and at the end there, they don't get over anxious either, showing a bit of discipline all the way to the very end, even with such a big advantage.
Yep.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, that's it. Now I'm thinking about how I this and did some sandwiches.
Okay, we can work that out, guys. I'm gonna quickly throw up some of the stats so you can check them out here on the back end of that one. But we're gonna cut to a break. When we come back, the last game of today's action, one of these two teams is going to be going home, and the other team will move on to face the Thunderbirds in the lower bracket final. Will be SG Esports or will be Team NP? We'll be back with myself, Dakota, and